be taking you through crochet, just a bit of what we need, actually what is important in crochet and what we need so that we can kickstart crochet. We have hooks. These are like the major tool that we'll be using. You cannot crochet without a hook, and these hooks come in different sizes. We have from the smallest, which is I think it's which is 0.60, and the largest in this set. They are actually bigger hooks or larger hooks than this. This is a 6.5. This is the largest, and from the smallest, there's even a 2.5, there's a 2, a 3.5, a 3, a 4.5, a 5. There are so many hooks, and these are like the major tool that we need in crochet. You cannot start crochet without a hook. Most people call it a crochet. Yeah. Also, you cannot do crochet without yarn, so you're going to need balls of yarn. It's not a must that you buy in bulk. You can buy for a project that you need, like specifically you want to make a top, a yellow top, you can purchase yellow yarn. In Kenyan shillings, the prices of yarn depend with the brand and also the quality of yarn. This is Winter King. This is a locally made yarn. It's Winter King. It's called Winter King. There are so many colors of Winter King. We have Robin yarn. Those are locally made yarn, and we also have imported yarn. And imported yarn are, let's say, expensive than the locally made yarn. Also, the yarns have different sizes in terms of weight. For example, this one it says that it's 100% acrylic. Acrylic means the feel of the yarn. There is even cotton, there is milk cotton, there is velvet. There are all kinds of, let's say, textured yarns. There is also fleece yarn if you need to make a blanket. Yeah. So, and they are like this says that it's actually 50 grams, so its weight is 50 grams. There is 100 grams, 120, depends on the project that you are working on. So these are the most essential tools that you are going to need in crochet: a yarn, a ball of yarn, and hooks. There's also scissors. These are so important. They're called scissors. I call them scissors. I don't know if they have another name. They are scissors. They are so much in. This is so important because you will need to cut the yarn or join them together, and you need to maybe trim your edges or something. They are so important. And there is also these are called crochet stitch markers. They are like little pins used to join, maybe to mark. When you start doing, like if I start making tutorials or making tutorials on a certain project, you're going to see that there are places that I will need to mark where I'm going to be doing my increases, maybe a decrease, or mark the first stitch so that I cannot go wrong somewhere. I'm going to be using stitch markers. These ones are so very much affordable, or let's say cheap, because a pack of 10, I think a pack goes for 10 shillings. Yeah. And also we have these are called darning needles. Actually, these are also so very important. They are called darning needles. We use them to join our pieces together. When we start making crochet pieces, you're going to see that we are going to be joining different pieces together. For example, if I'm making a top and I'll need to make the front panel, the back panels, and maybe it has arms, so I'm going to make the arms too. I'm going to need these needles to join. Of course, a normal needle can do. shindano ya kawaida a normal needle can do. But the reason why I like these darning needles that are made specifically for crochet is because they are not so sharp. They won't hurt you. They are not so sharp that they can hurt you. They can pass through yarn easily, and as you can see, they are plastic, so you know there's always that feel on the teeth. Maybe let me call it sensitivity when you rub metal pieces with yarn. Maybe I'm the only one who feels that, but yeah, there's always that feel on the teeth, the sensitivity thing. So I prefer using these needles because they are plastic, so I won't feel the sensitivity, whatever I feel. This is called tension ring. This is not okay. Most yarn artists, no, most crochet artists, sorry, uh, use their fingers. I also find using my finger a bit faster than using this. I don't know if it's because I'm not used to it, but this is how you put it and this is how you use it. It's called a tension ring because you need to apply some tension so that you can be able to hold the yarn with your hook. So this is your yarn. This is how you put it. You put it through this part. Then it's a peacock, as you can see. So you put it like this. Then when you hold your hook, you hold it and you start crocheting. It will just pull the yarn on itself. Yes, those are the most essential. And actually, okay, there's also these are called stitch counters, I guess. Yeah, stitch counters. So maybe you don't want to lose track of your stitches, so what do? You use these stitch counters. Maybe you have like you have made a chain. You're going to understand what a chain is when I start doing tutorials on how to crochet, maybe different stitches. So maybe you've made a chain of 5, or you've made 5 stitches or 70 stitches somewhere, so that you can't forget it, because maybe you're going to use the same amount of stitches for the front panel and the back panel. So this is what we use to mark. So if you make 70 stitches, so what you come and do, you turn this wheel and you have 7. You can also turn this wheel and you have 0, so you have 70 stitches. Yeah, they are used for that. And these, I guess, I don't know what these are. As you can see, they are still in their packet. And I think they are used when knitting. Normally I don't do a lot of knitting, but it's something that I'm considering to start doing. And I don't know, I saw somewhere, I know how they are used, but I don't know what they are called. Maybe they are used in making certain patterns, to make maybe twists or something on yarn when you are knitting. They are mostly used for knitting. And also this, I think I had 2. I lost one. I don't know, it seems like it's a pin, but I've never used it, honestly. I've never used it. And I think it's used in knitting. Also, this is important. A lighter. It's not for gardening, of course. It's for maybe making, you want to you are done with your project and you want to do the final edges. Other steam, normally there's that hairy feel, or hairy hairy feel on yarn after you are done making your project. So I trim those edges with a lighter. Yeah. So there is also this. There are 2. Okay, let me explain how they are used. They are actually used in knitting. So when you have like your knitting needle, so that you mark the end points, let's assume this is a knitting needle, you put this this one, I don't know the exact name, on one edge and the other one on one edge, so that you cannot like lose your stitches when you're knitting, maybe for larger projects or something. But I've never used them because I've told you that I don't do a lot of knitting. Yeah. Okay, so the most important things to note here is maybe the yarn, because you cannot crochet without yarn. These are the major part of crocheting, actually the mother part of crocheting. Hooks, you're going to need your hooks, scissors, and maybe stitch markers. For stitch markers, it's not a must because you can use yarns of different colors to mark your stitches. But I feel like stitch markers, actually, let me say, getting all the tools of crochet are is a very important thing to do. But I just have sample. There are so many types of and different types and crochet tools that I've not shown you. Maybe I don't have them. Others are used for straightening up granny squares. I'm going to be showing you how to make granny squares and what granny squares are for. And now from that you're going to understand the different tools we have. Like when you have different projects, it calls for maybe a different tool that maybe you do not have. So you're going to need the tools. Maybe when you have a certain project, then you can buy them. So these are just this is a startup kit that I was showing you. It's just a startup kit. I bought it at Osona Yarns. Osona Yarns it's a store that sells all the crafts, let's say craft, anything to do with craft. And maybe you are making bags or anything, they sell all crafts items, even for crocheting, knitting. So they have yarns, they have hooks, they have everything needed to do crocheting and any types of craft. So I bought this set. This is a startup set. I bought it like this, all this in here, at 2,500 shillings. Yeah, but before I bought this, I actually had a 4.5 hook and a 4. I had a 4.5 hook and a 4. So let's say a 4.5 is a very important, a 4.5 is a very important hook. Let's say it's a standard hook. Yeah, and also a 4 is a nice hook. So I used to have a hook, just one hook, a 4.5 and a 4, and of course balls of yarn. The rest of the things for the needles, I used to like use the normal needle. I've told you that it can work, it just doesn't seem safer than this. So I had the yarn, the hooks, and yeah, a pair of scissors. I had pair of scissors. I don't know where I kept my old ones. And yeah, that's all. I didn't have the tension rings, I didn't have the stitch markers. I was using my yarn. So you can make use of your yarn or be creative. When you need to mark a stitch or you need to mark a certain point, you can use a different color of yarn from the one you're using from your project, for your project, to mark the different stitches you have before you get a kit or before you get the right instrument. So if you don't have the rest of the things but you have this, a pair of scissors, yarn, and a crochet hook, maybe a 4.5, a 4, and if you have scissors, the rest should not give you headache. You'll just go buying them like day by day. Whenever you are ready to buy them, you can go and purchase them. For the stitch counters, you can still use your pencil or your pen to write your stitches down once you've counted them before you get a stitch counter. Normally, there is also a crochet ruler. I don't know where it is, but I don't see the importance of it because it's used to actually tell you the 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 size of your hook, of which your hook will always be written at the front of it. It will always be written the size of the hook. Yeah, so it's important to note that the most important thing, or the most important tool that we are going to be using, is a hook and a ball of yarn. Now, depending on different types of projects, you're going to need different amounts of balls of yarns. Yeah, I will also tell you that when you want to buy locally made yarn in different stores, you're going to find the yarns in different in others will sell for you in wholesale. A wholesale price of Winter King comprises of 10 balls of yarn. Like, you get a packet of 10 balls, of which they'll sell for you at 550 and highest 650, which is a fair price because it has 10 balls, which is enough to work some projects. Yeah, so for today I'm just going to show you the tools that we are going to need. That's all, but these are the major tools, so let not the rest give you stress. They should not give you stress. You can just purchase them slowly by slowly, or you can get a startup kit for yourself compressing of all these items, and you'll be good to go. So for now, thank you, and have a it's night time right now from my place, and let me just say good night and have a beautiful night. So bye.